All right, good evening, everyone, and glad to be here. And so what we're going to do is talk a little bit about our view of the landscape. I thought what might be helpful, just to kind of frame the discussion and the panel piece that we'll have after this, is to give you sort of a sense of how we're looking at this space and the lens through which we see it and how things are changing. For those of you who may not be familiar with First Data, so we are just a quick minute on this. So we're actually the world's largest processor of electronic payments. We touch about 6 million merchants globally through our networks. We also have thousands of financial institutions. So our business, if you look at it, is really kind of made up of two large practices. One around merchant acquiring, which is everything essentially from the buy button back, so whether that's in the physical or a virtual setting, and really driving authorization, settlement, the movement of money, reporting, and the like. And the other practice being around issuing, where we really provide a full service of issuing solutions to credit, debit issuers of loyalty solutions, prepaid, and the like. So as you heard from Phil, and probably needless to say, the world that we serve as it relates to commerce and payments is changing. Phil mentioned something that I think is really important as we think about consumers and that shopping journey. Many of us are actually already doing this as well. Retailers would think about that, and indeed it was a fairly linear process, right? I have a need. I sort of evaluate what it is that I'm looking to buy. I buy it, and then there's a series of post-purchase kind of activities that happen there in terms of returns and support and the like. The reality is shopping now has become a very non-linear event, right? I'm discovering new products. I'm evaluating. I'm researching those products in many cases while I'm in the store. eMarketer did some research on this. It's kind of fascinating. It says about 50% of the time, all of us are actually shopping for those products before we ever get to the store, right? And we're using that research to help kind of fuel and guide and target our shopping, ultimately our shopping choices and our brand choices. So as we think about that space, the space where we play in around the transaction, it kind of informs our strategy that really what we're doing now is really being focused on not only what happens during the payment, but what's happening before and after the payment, and how data and analytics associated with that checkout process, which is also changing, right, being affected directly by technologies such as near-field communication, excuse me, and mobility are all kind of changing the form factor and the ways in which consumers not only want to access their accounts, but also the way in which they convey their payment credentials to access their account to actually make that transaction a success. So consumers are shopping across these channels. The form factor is changing from magnetic stripe cards to chip-based technologies that live inside of mobile devices. Financial institutions all scrambling to figure out how they maintain relevance or increase their relevance in their relationship, that account-based relationship that they have with consumers as those accounts move into the mobile device, into a mobile wallet or a digital wallet where their appearance in a stack rank of other accounts may affect the utility and the relative value of the account that a consumer uses. And then certainly merchants are scrambling to understand and deal with that multi-channel retail experience, and also how to make their brand relevant, right? And how to stay very much in the minds of that very, very connected consumer. So the world is changing very rapidly. So the way in which we think about it, sorry the slide is a little dense. We had I'd focus your eye on the lower left. The way we think about it is in the context of something we'd call universal commerce, right? This notion of the ability to really drive innovation in payments and commerce to address that broader set of needs before, during, and after the transaction. And really then informing and helping to inform issuers of those accounts as well as merchants with the data that on a permission-based, in a permission-based way can actually help in the targeting, the advertising, the things that can help not only drive increased footfall, but increased basket size, things that are critically important, for retailers. And for issuers, how do we begin to think about accounts maybe becoming a little smarter, right? So whereas I use my 16-digit PAN today to access my account, can that card number actually be linked to digital incentives, to deals that I've consumed? And basically by having that linkage in the cloud, when it comes time to pay, when it comes time to potentially tap or waive my mobile device or access my digital wallet and waive my mobile device, can I not only pay but actually enjoy some more ease and convenience because in that same tap or waive, I'm able to actually reap all of the savings and the discounts that I've chosen beforehand and that I've stored in my wallet. So those are many of the things that are really driving our innovation. And as we think about universal commerce, we think about it really in the context of some of these cornerstones. So not only the ability to enable mobile devices, so that form factor change that I mentioned earlier, but to really drive that card linked or that offers and loyalty capability to an entirely new level, right? So when I'm in the store, I can actually see the discount reflected at the point of sale, and I know I've got it. And perhaps that data, because of the real time and the location aware nature of that device, can actually then go into helping that retailer make for a tailored experience for me. The point of sale, just very quickly, as we look at the roughly 60 billion transactions that we handle on an annual basis, a very highly tuned, very high scale, secure world, right, that we drive now and in the future. But that world now begins to expand as we think about a series of transactions or messages that consumers are wanting to convey, right? That use case I gave you of the ability to tap and convey not only my payments, but a range of maybe incentives or discounts that I've got means that the point of sale, as we look at it, needs to expand in ways that really drive value, right? Drives ease and convenience to consumers, drives benefits for retailers and issuers. And then really, really delivering on the promise around information and analytics that really helps not only reinforce what happens after that transaction, but then how could that data really be used to make for a much more targeted offer or a deal that I might enjoy actually seeing in my email box as opposed to 15 daily deals for a zip line tour or a massage or other things. So, that's just a quick focus for us. Just a quick sort of sample here of some of those universal commerce solutions at work. So, many of these components we're proud to say and report here are really powering the Google Wallet solution that you've probably seen and heard about. There are more programs like this, so we definitely see the proliferation of digital wallets and these kinds of experiences, coming to market. So as we, really work forward on universal commerce and the platform of capabilities, we're really excited about the future and the ability to really drive these kinds of benefits. So that's a quick little bit on us.
Okay. Thank you. Please join me in thanking the panelists.